Good morning YouTube and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to talk to you about something I've had for a little while, and it's actually a new guitar, and I thought I'd document this because this is the first time and technically the only time I've ever gone to a guitar shop and bought a new guitar other than my beautiful Swan Patch ML1. So I'm going to give you guys a quick 5 seconds to write in the comments below and have a guess what you think it might be. So I'll give you a bit of headstock there to give you a bit of a clue. Guessing, 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 and there we go. Bam! There she is. It's a 2005 Gibson SG Standard, and it is absolutely awesome. It's in the cherry red finish. It's got a lovely bit of grain going through. I'll put a little edit of close-ups in once we're done talking about it here. It's had a few changes, which is why it was such a bargain, which we'll talk about later. It's a 2005 model, as I said earlier. First thing you'll notice, obviously normally the SG Standards have the silver covered pickups. These have been changed to the Gibson Dirty Fingers humbuckers, and they are so good. They're pretty high output, so they've come set up pretty low, which I haven't changed yet, but they're so clear, so crisp, and I don't do much really adjusting pickups and things like that on my guitars, but these are seriously good. Other than that, as you'll see, it's also got some very blingy hardware. It's all Gibson hardware other than this really cool looking roller bridge. Nice gold hardware, big old gold truss rod cover, gold tuners, and it's really well done. Someone's obviously spent a good amount of money and a good amount of time to change the hardware over and get it looking to a level which I think is pretty damn cool. So it's an interesting purchase really. I didn't go out with any plan whatsoever to buy a guitar, which I'm sure all of us have probably can relate to at some point or another. But I just found it, stumbled across it in a shop called Vintage and Rare Guitars in Bath. I've always wanted an SG, as some of you may be aware of if you scroll through the depths of my YouTube channel. One of my first ever guitars was an old Epiphone SG. I'll insert a clip here. But I've wanted one literally before I even started playing the guitar. One of my best friends, Sam, who I went to the NAMM show with, he's always had an SG, and it was that guitar he had that really inspired me, 11, 12 years ago when I was in year 7 at school. We were in the library actually at one point when I met Sam and some of my other friends now, and he had it there and he said, do you want to come and look at this guitar? And it was an old red Epiphone SG Special, I think it was. And it just looked awesome, the horns on it and everything. And since then we've been friends ever since, and he's had all sorts of SGs, SG Specials, Gibson, one of these, and now he's got a beautiful SG custom shop. And I've always wanted one. It was something I was always gonna get at some point, and luckily I stumbled upon this one. It's also a super versatile guitar. Some of the other guys that inspired me to go at an SG and really enjoyed the sound and look of these guitars are Riff Guy, who does some wicked blues, rock and metal stuff, and also Josh from Silosis, who I've seen a couple of times, and he used to use SGs and they just used to sound so wicked. And it's great for all sorts of things, from blues, rock, metal. I've really enjoyed recently playing a lot of blues on it, but equally it's really good for riffs and stuff as well. It's also by far the loudest unplugged electric guitar I think I've ever bought. And I think that translates well to when it's plugged in as to why it sounds so good. So with that, let's get this plugged in to the trusty old 11 rack and run for a couple of tones just so you can get an idea how this amazing guitar sounds. So I hope you enjoyed this video on my new Gibson. Prepared to see a load more of this guitar in the future because I'm absolutely in love with it. It's seriously one of the coolest guitars and the nicest guitars I've ever owned and probably played as well. I'm super chuffed with it, as you can probably tell. So with that, hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys soon.